Great to have you aboard today. Thank you for joining us. We've got an exciting announcement to make, Rich and I. Think it's
Yes.
gonna be something that you're going to find to be very, very interesting. If you've been following us for some time now, it's about 18 months we've been doing this. If you find that we've got some good stuff to share with you week after week, that I think this you'll find this particularly interesting, exciting, and engaging. We are going to do something, Rich, that we have never done before. Brand new
No,
offer,
we've never done it.
brand new step out into the light to help the great leaders and emerging leaders out there. Why don't you tell us? Just tell us what it is that we're going to be doing. Then we'll get into some of the nuts and bolts, and we'll talk about the actual liftoff of this in the when we publish it out there for everybody. And let's just start there.
Well, we have decided that we are going to offer some group coaching, a class that is with like-minded professionals, such as yourself, such as those people listening to us,
Yeah.
that are interested in developing their own personal leadership traits. So, how are we going to do this? You say this is a group coaching. Well, you're going to be able to develop your own personal leadership traits. Therein lies the reason why you need to be a part of this class. It's because we are going to do some individual coaching before the class on your MLEI, which is a Matone Leadership Enneagram Inventory. And then we're going to talk about throughout for 10 weeks, not just a few weeks, 10 weeks, the reasons behind this, the reasons behind those traits, how to ignite those traits, how to avoid the fears and everything that comes along with leadership. So it's an exciting time.
And I can guarantee you, folks, that those who decide to join us on this, it's not going to be like any kind of leadership that you've ever done before. I've done a number of leadership trainings in the past, and there's the typical kinds of things that you do that everybody kind of expects and all that kind of jazz. And I've done that just in terms of background and let's all get on the same page, kind of page. And then I've done different kinds that get leaders out of the box, you might say. This one is going to be the most different and exciting and innovating and inspiring thing that we have ever done. I'm telling you, this is going to be completely unexpected in so many ways. Even if you have taken leadership courses or off the shelf kind of things, or people coming, this is going to be very, very different. It will show you things about your leadership abilities, capabilities, potential, and explore avenues that you had just really never ever considered before. Some of you are going to be very surprised about your leadership potential. One of the things that we're going to talk about, we'll talk about with you individually and also during the course of the run that we have with this particular journey with coaches, is we're going to talk about traits. Rich mentioned that there's these 9 different traits that leaders have. We'll be able to measure very precisely how you participate in these 9 different traits, which is really in itself pretty cool. But beyond that, what we also measure is the maturity level of each of these traits, which tells us basically, and will tell you how much of your leadership is driven by fear, by doubt, by worry, and anxiety. You may be doing a lot of stuff in a particular trait, but if you're anxious, if you're worried, if you're fear-driven, that just undermines you. That just kind of drains you. We'll be able to identify those. On the other hand, we'll be able to, and that's what we call immaturity. Not that you're immature in like age and stuff like that. It's just kind of a way of saying this person is driven by their fears. Conversely, we'll take a look at the maturity. This has, again, nothing to do with your age. So we'll be taking a look at what do you do well, and you're really connected to your values, your principles, who it is you are. This is that side of what has a lot to do with your integrity as a leader. Over here, you're doing, the imposter syndrome stuff. Over here, you're being real, you're being authentic. We'll be able to take a look at all these levels and all the levels of maturity and help you then map it. We'll help you map how you work best at a highest level of healthiness, of functioning, of performance, of engagement with others. We will conversely be able to show you when you go down the wrong direction, this is where you become unhealthy, or you become, driven more by your fears, and where you start sabotaging yourself, where you start derailing yourself. We'll be able to look at that very, very specifically. We'll help you understand it. We'll help you lay out the maps for health and productivity and high engagement and becoming a great leader. And we'll show you when you go the other route, you're mapping yourself on a downhill drainer. That's what it really comes down to. So it's going to be extraordinary. And we will get it in with you. It'll be the kind of thing that will take the group through, and we'll have worksheets and discussions that are very, very exciting, very provocative, very thought-provoking kinds of things. You will walk away, even though everybody else that's on it, they will each walk away with their own individual ahas and takeaways and awarenesses and inspiration about what to do. So we're not going to be prescribing to you. We want you to understand this truly is a journey of discovery with help, with guides, Rich and I, guiding you through this process of figuring out, putting it together, and then putting it together in new and exciting ways beyond what it is you probably ever expected you could be as a leader.
Oh, absolutely. And why is it that we're doing this? Well, there are case study after case study, recent case studies that show executive coaching is the ticket, the key to enabling your employees to do the very best they can. Not only your employees, but yourself. So why do we think that executive coaching, when we call this executive coaching, because so many believe there's a perception out there that the executive coaching is just for executives, upper level leaders, senior leaders, C-suite leaders. Nothing could be further from the truth. Executive coaching is one of those things that helps everybody realize their full potential. Their full potential for the organization to become more productive, more engaged, more excited about work and about their future as well. We firmly believe this is the key to what we are going to call the great retention. Not resignation, retention. How do you keep those employees? Now, Michael, you have an example of an organization that recently lost probably 2/3 of their workforce.
Oh yeah, at least that. And it's an interesting place. We are now at a place where the real is hitting the fan. We went for a long time in our economy when there was just plenty of money, plenty of cash out there to invest, plenty of places to go to get cash if you needed it.
And it was cheap.
And it was cheap. You're right.
Cheap.
Cheap. And because of that where our economy was, there was a lot of businesses that were doing very, very well, very well. But the fact of the matter is they were lucky. They just happened to be at a place and time when they could get away. They could make a lot of mistakes, make a lot of blunders, take a lot of chances, and sometimes they paid off, and sometimes they are phenomenal failures. That time is over. We can no longer, no one really can afford to be in business now without being sharp, on top of their game, really connected, really invested, really part of it, being really in it with their own team, whatever it is, the C-level team, director teams, or whatever it may be, and the rest of the organization. You cannot afford to have too many fouls anymore. You cannot lose too many opportunities with fumbles and bad judgment and just hoping and guessing. Yeah, there's a certain amount of risk that's involved in any kind of business, but this is when you got to be at the top of your game. This is when you need to sharpen the pencil better than ever. This is sharpen that saw to be your very best. This training that we're going to do here is going to open up something brand new and exciting for anybody and everyone that comes and joins us. You will find out what leadership really is all about, not only in terms of the definitions of leadership, but also in terms of you. You know, who is it you are as that potential leadership inside? And then what kind of leader must you become? What kind of leader do your teams and your organization and your culture, demand in a way that you must become?
Must become.
And see, that's a response.
We're not talking. You're not just talking about the STEM skills either, right?
Oh no.
No, not just the STEM skills. That's not the playground anymore. That's not the battleground.
I was listening to something that just today. Somebody was saying there was this great mechanic. He was really, really good. They were building cars. He was really good at what he did. I mean, he was just the finest. He knew the engines, what they did inside and out. Just fantastic. So they said to him, "Hey, you're going to be our new foreman because you're so good at what it is that you do." Sad to say, the man just failed. He was a great mechanic. He knew how to do stuff, but he didn't know how to lead people. He didn't know how to manage them. He didn't know how to work with them to make them a better, mechanic in what it was they were doing. So you take a guy who is phenomenal success, you put him in a position because you don't train him, you don't help him, you don't take him up to that level of what leadership is all about. Terrible. I mean, he failed. I mean, how does he feel? And it's not his fault altogether. It's the organizations.
That's right.
And we're not going to do finger pointing here. The point is this, just what you're saying here, Rich. Leadership is a whole different set of skills. It's a different place for you to be from which you operate. It's going to demand more of you. It's going to take a look at what's going on with you as you interact with your people every day. It will be pushing all your buttons about your doubts and your fears. And if you don't know how to deal with them, you're going to really get really anxious and nervous and go into the imposter stuff because you just don't know what else to do.
Right.
This training, this journey is going to put you on the road and help you change all that from the fears, the worries, the anxieties, the doubts, put you into a place now where you're building yourself as a leader with real confidence, with real understanding of who it is that you are, what it is that you bring to your team, your capabilities, your strengths, your confidence to now raise them up in terms of their ability to perform and work with each other. This is going to be a phenomenal experience for those who come and join us. And we invite you. We'll be having another one of these on, we said Friday, do another one that's Friday where we'll actually announce, here's the page that you can go to, take a look at it, see if this is right for you. And if so, let's talk, let's get you going. Rich talked, there's going to be some upfront one-on-one coaching throughout that will be available for those people who got questions and need a little bit of assistance as we work this through. We'll be available for, on Zoom or phone calls or whatever. We can do that with you. And then at the end, we'll do a wrap to kind of see how you are. Each one is doing, where you started, where you ended up. And there's anything more we can do to assist you in your journey. So it's going to be phenomenal challenges, phenomenal support, and phenomenal outcomes for each and every one of you that join us.
Yeah. And not only that, we are doing this for 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
2 hours a week on Monday evenings. Now, here's the thing. We're finding out that we've got a lot of interest. We may actually be doing 2 of these sessions going on 2 different nights at the same time.
We're trying to keep it around, depends, between 10, 15, maybe 20-ish, maybe.
And it's all going to be done virtual. So you folks that are listening to us overseas or in different parts of the country or Canada or wherever you may be, you can join as well. This is not just for, somebody that's close by where we live. This is virtually possible to do this type of coaching globally at the same time.
Absolutely.
And not only that, here's the kicker. It's $1,950 for 10 weeks at 2 hours. So 20 hours of training, executive coaching training. Yeah. When are you going to get that again? Because we're doing this for a holiday special, right?
When you look at the time with that, that's a phenomenal price. I mean, that really is phenomenal. You take a look at the per hour price and all the things that go along with the MLI testing. I mean, even for that, there's places that are charging $500 for that. I'm going to include that in it and the unpacking of that. So that in itself is like a huge bonus. But once you take that MLI and we unpack it for you, your head's going to start, woo. I mean, that we've seen that experience to go, oh, yeah. It's a great experience. It's very exciting as we do that. And then you take now the thing we want you to understand is this. We are taking this very seriously. We want you to take it very seriously. It's not just 2 hours a week that we're doing this. We'll be skipping over the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. So there'll be a couple of weeks, then we'll pick it back up on the New Year side. We want you to take it very seriously. It doesn't mean like, I'll be really serious. We want you to be invested in it. We want you to be part of it. We want you to really get into it and do the work and to do it well as best you can. We don't expect perfect. Everybody's got, we all screw up, don't we? I mean, we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We do all do that kind of stuff.
The dog ate my homework.
Yeah, the dog ate my. Yeah, but don't do that too many times. You got to read the dog.
Yeah.
So So we just want you to bring your best. And if you will engage and do your best, and there'll be work between each of the sessions. We want you to take that serious on a level like this is a college course. This is a college course on training how to become the best leader that I can become. So it's not going to be lightweight. You can't skate. There's no skating in this one.
No.
This is deep engagement, deep commitment, working well, working hard, bringing out their best. Even in what we do is we do the individual sessions, and you do the work in between. And again, where they're going to be help for you if you get stuck or you just don't understand. So it's going to be those people who do this. It's going to be an incredibly wonderful experience for them. It's going to be a life changer for them. I guarantee you for that. In fact, we say that
We see
this
that.
this is going to have a guarantee.
Yeah.
We will guarantee that if you show up and you do the work, you'll get some great results.
That's the point right there. You have to understand. It's just like anything else. You show up if you do the work. Do what's asked of you. Now, executive coaching's not easy because we're going to expect a lot. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about your own leadership abilities that you may know, you may not know, you may agree with, you may disagree with.
Let's go. We'll talk to you.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's talk through it. And we're gonna make sure that you, when you're done with these 10 weeks, you're gonna be ready to go on a journey that you've never ever taken before.
And again, we don't expect perfect. Just if you're like, oh, I can't do it, I don't know enough yet, I'm not perfect enough, I don't have it. Forget that. If you want to become a leader, that's the main thing. If you want to become a better leader, the best leader you can be, this is the place to be. You will probably work hard. And why would you not work hard? If you're a leader and you want to be a leader and you want to be a great leader, you're going to be working hard anyway, right? I mean, you're going to do that anyway. So it's no different. Don't expect that we think you're going to be incredibly, accomplished already. Now, this is one of the journeys to get you there. No matter how accomplished you are, let's take it up to the next level, and then the next and the next, and so on and so on. We got to talk about something else here that's really exciting. And that is, I'm just looking at today's stats from this morning. Rich, tell them about what we're doing now, Monday through Friday, early in the morning. We get up at 7 o'clock. We're doing another podcast. It's a short one, but tell them a little bit. And I want to share some of the statistics of the people that tuned in today.
We have decided one of the biggest things about being a leader is being a servant leader. Being a servant leader and understanding what that entails. It's your attitude. It's the feelings of abundance. It's your mindset, the growth mindset. It's being altruistic. It's reaching out to help those around you. All about that empathy. We can go on and on and on, and we can put all these topics out there. But we feel it's important that every morning we're going to put a small snippet out there, small 5-minute podcast. Today we talked about attitude. Why your attitude in life is so important. It compromises 5% of your conscious thought, but it's how you view the entire world and how people see you every single day. What's your attitude like? Is it contagious? Are you pushing people away? Are you bringing people in? Think about that in the workplace. How are you when you first walk in the door in the morning? Do people see you and go, oh my gosh, steer clear? Or they're like, we're ready to go too. Let's get it done.
Yeah, that's a big deal what you say. It comprises, your attitude is one of those things that you think about, takes about 5% of your brain, but behind that is in the 95. The 95 is the power of the habit of what it is that you have practiced again and again and again. And understanding how that works in terms of creating the habits of a powerful attitude of positivity, optimism, realism, enthusiasm, drive for excellence, all those kinds of things. That's something that's trained over time. And so we pop into that world for about less than like 5 minutes. Each of those, and these are kind of longer, but these will be like 3 to 5 minutes, just short snippets in and out, give you a chance to listen to them, get a little bit of a hit, like, you drink your coffee, drink your chai, drink your tea, and that's a little bit of a hit. Then you go, move on. And you're just a little more prepped for the day. I want to share with these, this is okay with you. I want to share some of the people that we don't, not people, but places that just this morning started downloading this particular quickie podcast, shot in the arm with adrenaline kind of thing. Boise, Idaho. There's another one here. It's Timisoara, Timis. I think that is, I'm not sure where that's at, and I apologize.
Is that
That-
oh, we talked about this.
Kenya?
What else?
Kenya? No,
Yeah, you know,
it's got to be, I don't know where it's at. We've got a number of countries over here. Anyway, I apologize. I know I slaughtered it. Please forgive me. We've got some people out in Florida, Hudson, Illinois. We got some people from Kenya. I mentioned that, Nairobi, Germany. We got some people from Germany. Some people in North Carolina. We got some people in Brazil. It looks like Ribas do Rio, Pardo. Again, I'm probably slaughtering. And so we've got a following here. This is some of the people that have listened, just some of the people that have listened to it, or places that have listened to it. We got folks all over the world, people who, no matter where you are,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. The principles of leadership are always the same. You take a look at great leadership, people that love their leaders, that will go the extra mile for their leaders, for the great causes that they're involved in, the great things that they're doing. These people share some real common things, that they have made part of who it is that they are. We're going to show you those things. We're going to demonstrate those things. We're going to get you into the development of those very kind of traits and practices so that you too can be, one of those extraordinary leaders, no matter how far you want to take it, no matter how far you want to go, no matter what kind of organization or industry you're in. So it's going to be very, very exciting. So we invite you to Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, Denver time, whatever you want to call that, or wherever that translates to where you are, check it out. Here's the other reason maybe why we're doing this, Michael. It doesn't matter. We mentioned followers we have all over the world, and there's no place out there right now that we can find that isn't concerned about the future.
Mm-hmm.
People are struggling. People are concerned. People are afraid of the future and what it might bring. Everybody is struggling. If we can put our arms around everybody, and not just us, I'm just saying, if we can find that person that needs that helping hand, or needs that smile, or needs that pickup, that's what servant leadership is about. Not just being a servant leader, but being a servant, serving one another, taking care of each other, because in the end, we're all we've got, right? We have each other.
A lot of servant leaders out there now.
Yep.
Sometimes those servant leaders, sadly, unfortunately, put themselves in a position where they get drained.
Yep.
They get really drained by people who are just takers. Yep. That they give so much and the takers just come and take them, and they don't quite know what to do with them. They don't quite know how to handle those people. That's part of what it is that we'll be talking to you to be about. How do you be a healthy servant leader so that you don't create a whole lot of codependent people on you, so that you're really helping them to grow up. You're helping them to be mature, to take responsibility. You're not there to take care of everybody. You're there to encourage, to promote, to lift up, to do things to help them become better, not only employees, but better individuals. So I know there's a lot of servant leaders out there that get that confused, and they just sadly burn themselves out and they say, gee, I did everything I could and nobody reciprocated, nobody cared, and it's a sad place to be in. That's like one of the many issues we'll be addressing. There's just a lot of great issues. So, yeah, if you want to be that servant leader, and we all, when we are our best, we are that kind of. Come join us. Come join us.
Well, I think we're at the end, Michael. I don't know that we've got anything more else to say other than stay tuned.
Yeah.
We are going to be announcing more announcements this week. Are going to be rolling out everything we've talked about, registration, more additional information. That's going to happen this week. So
join us for our early morning podcasts. They're short, in and out, but they're a burst of sunshine.
Absolutely. We can all use that. Okay.
Early morning.
Once again, thank you so much for being our supporters, and we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do for us, and we look forward to continuing to work with you. So until we meet again, take care.
All the best to you.